Radiant team back.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Dire team back.
Alright, so tonight, this is gonna be our last game of the night. Echo League Season 1, Paradise vs Final Investigation. Game 1 went to Pair of Dice, if I remember correctly. So the first band's gonna be Spirit Breaker. That was picked up last time by Pair of Dice, if I remember correctly. So that's probably your your respect.
Radiant team back. Seconds. Dire team back. 10 Radiant team back. Dire.
Slark, Spirit Breaker, banned out, and Slark Lion banned out.
Slaughter certainly no surprise there.
It's usually a support, but now it's been played more as a carry lately, the pro scene, because of the talent tree.
Dire team back.
Witch Doctor.
Radiant team back.
Alright, Grandpa should be able to hear you now. Start talking?
Yep.
Ah, there we go.
Got me
Okay,
this
I
time?
can hear you now.
There we go. Yeah, so no surprise on the Slaughter Band. Still firmly in its position as the most contested hero of Echo League Season 1 so far. It's good. And Vengeful Spirit, great first pickup because it really doesn't tell you anything. So interesting to see the Lone Druid here. It's fallen off quite a bit after some of the nerfs. Still, obviously, the talents are pretty strong, but not nearly as hot a commodity as it used to be.
Yep. Both teams already have a pretty good Roche lineup already, with 2 heroes picked. Wave Terror is good, especially if she's going carry. Lone Druid, pretty good versus Roche himself, if you're looking to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I was doing stats for a game the other day that Moxie was casting, and there were five Roshan kills. There was a Lycan in there and a Beastmaster. The last Roche, let's see, I still have the notes on this page. Last Roche was taken after the 60-minute mark, so yeah, it's pretty crazy. It could have gone either way. There was some gnarly fights back and forth. At the end of the game, zero players had buyback available. It was either all on cooldown or no money left. And most of them were on cooldown. It was crazy at the end.
Speaking of crazy, Earthshaker got picked. Don't see that
10 seconds
ever
remaining.
anymore. Can't even remember the last time I've seen that hero played.
Dire team back.
Where'd he be? So AM ban, I wonder if they're planning on some type of mana burner or some type of hero that uses a lot of mana, like a Dusa or something, but it could just be so that the Lone Druid doesn't get jumped on.
10
They've had trouble with it in the
remaining.
past.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team back.
That's a good ban. So I'll see some different carry heroes finally, other than Luna, Lone Druid every game.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
But it really hasn't fared very well.
Dire team.
Oh no, I just started hearing you now.
Oh
Just
shoot!
spoke
Sorry about that. Yeah,
oh
I think
yeah.
I was tabbed over looking at some stats, and I think it wasn't working. Yeah, so it's saying the Insurgent Earthshaker so far only been picked once prior to this, and I was commenting on the Lion ban. That hero's been picked 16 times, but with only a 31.25% win rate. So some of the more picked heroes, like Lion's, been picked fairly often, but not fared very well.
Yeah, he's one of those staple heroes. You got stun, you got hex, you got kill steal ability. Really good sustain with your mana drain. So it's one of the support favorite of a lot of newer players. Makes sense why a lot of people would pick it.
Yeah, a lot of disable. It's very handy for that, of course.
Radiant team pick.
Alright, it's gonna be a buff the Lone Druid strat.
Yeah, well, Ogre's been extremely popular so far. He's actually second only to Slaughter in the number of picks, and with solid win rate coming at 60% so far in the season. So yeah, I mean, he does a lot, right? That 8 freaking armor, and then just throw ignite on somebody, zone him out of the lane. So pretty brutal to face.
Yep. And after you get out the 10 minutes, you just cast E on everybody and hope to win the game. And you just sit back, buy some wards.
Yep.
Be interested to see if this Venge is a carry Venge. Carry Venge doesn't necessarily do great versus Lone Druid, but it can work. Because a lot of times you want to swap the Lone Druid to hit him. But if you're a carry, alright, that's probably the carry right there. Could be offlane. Actually, I know this patch doesn't really favor offlane Earthshaker, but right now, the way the professional meta sets, none of these heroes give away anything, because there's Weaver position 4, you have your Venge 5. Actually, this would be a pretty sick lineup if Final Investigation went 4th pick, Drow, and you just do Venge, Weaver, Drow, safe lane, make your Weaver position 4, you do Shaker off lane, or you can always do Weaver off lane as well, do Shaker, Venge, 4-5.
I mean, honestly, Weaver isn't terrible in mid either. His base damage is decent. He's got an escape, so he's harder to gank. And I mean, so it doesn't give anything away, honestly. Like you said, at this point, you could put these heroes in so many different slots that they have not revealed much. So flexible lineup. We'll see if that's at the cost of their ability to play the heroes or cost of being able to maybe accomplish certain objectives that they want. But at least it's very flexible at this point. How about you and your do you ever captain a team or anything, Pink?
Yeah. Captain a few teams my day.
Yeah, do you tend to favor flexibility in a lineup, or if you have your choice of heroes and you know that your teammates are super comfortable on those heroes and they're not just going to get like outright countered by a bunch of different possible counter picks, that you just roll with what's really what works well for individual players, or what do you favor?
Both, because I usually like to stay like, my philosophy is,
I'm gonna go you, Austin.
You should be like, you don't need to play a hero per
Disconnected.
but at the same time, certain players have really good heroes, so you want to try to tailor a draft around 1 or 2 heroes, but then have that flexibility where you say, okay, well, we're gonna pick this hero, like an anti-mage, but if all of a sudden it's like, alright, I can't pick anti-mage anymore, but I need to be able to push, I'll pick Lycan. Or something else that I know my carry is really good. Like, I remember I used to play with somebody, really great Morphling player, so it would be like, alright, if there's a game where I can pick Morphling, I'm picking Morphling. But if it's not Morphling, he'll play what I need him to play to win the game. So
so Morphling is plan A. If you could get Morphling, you're like, oh, this is good times, but if the draft doesn't line up, then you fall to plan B. Yeah, that's awesome.
Like right now, Morphling, probably wouldn't pick him in this game. Now that's an interesting pick, because they're picking it into an Underlord. Ashe Fiora did get nerfed heavily. Level 1, it's pretty crappy now, so...
Terrorblade's only
the greatest... Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Terrorblade's only seen 3 picks so far, so it's a little bit of a niche pick. We've seen, definitely seen some Underlords, and it's kind of funny now that it's like... so many times in the past you'd see, oh, it's got to get banned right away, but much less of a ban priority now. But it made it all the way to the 4th pick
Yeah, it's not as good as it used to be, and you really don't want to get attribute level early. So a lot of those early agi pushers, you know, they don't really care about them anymore. Like, okay, big deal if he has to go, you know, if you have to go 4-1-4, you're not getting your, let's see, bonus damage. Yeah, damage reduction.
Yeah.
Like you have to be, yeah, you're a while till you're getting up there. But terrible,
Well,
it's so hard anyway. It's.
Yeah, look at what the Terrorblade pick though did.
10
Like
seconds
instant drow ban. They're like, nope, that's not happening. Venge Weaver and
5 seconds
Metamorph
remaining.
Terrorblade were not letting that happen.
Like they wouldn't necessarily even have a great place to put him, put draft.
No,
but-
exactly.
Oh
exactly.
god.
Oh wow, really?
All right. All right, this is a dangerous core lineup. So if I'm final
Look at-
investigation, I don't push. I just
10
hold,
seconds remaining.
wait for Terra Meta to come off. Maybe I'll push then, but other than that, just farm the whole game.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean theoretically you go, okay, late game, Lone Druid just keeps getting more and more items, fills up the man, fills up the bear, he's got all kinds of room, but I mean Terrorblade and Sniper and Weaver and Venge scale, and that's, yeah, so the late game definitely for Final Investigation at this point is where they're at.
At least, however, they don't scale. They scale 40% less because of the aura. But at the same time, you have 36 from the Venge. You have 36 from the Venge aura, and if she somehow manages to get to level 25, I believe it's like 40% or 50%. So they'll actually still have a little bit over their normal percentage damage. So
Here's the thing, the minus aura from Underlord doesn't do anything to Sniper because he's nowhere near him. And Venge just
Yeah,
stands near
yeah.
Sniper,
Oh,
and Sniper
Tinker,
hits the
that's-
tower from a mile away. Well, oh.
yep,
Man,
that's a dirty pick.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting. So they're definitely, they have a lot of push on their side for sure with the Tinker, the Druid, the Magi, the Bloodlust. But wow,
10
that's,
seconds remaining.
I don't know. That Tinker could wreck some of them squishy heroes if you can
5
get in on them
seconds
quickly.
remaining.
Yep. I mean, I guess they're all really
It'll-
squishy, but
Well, I mean, more squishy on the Radiant, Terrorblade and Sniper and Weaver, especially early on, like pre-level
Yeah.
6 Weaver, pre-level 6 Terrorblade when he doesn't have Sunder, or maybe even later if he favors leveling up other abilities first before really taking the Sunder and just focuses on farming and maybe pushing. Sniper, of course, has no inherent escape, so it'll really be interesting to see how they lane this.
Prepare for battle.
all right. Well, I'll introduce the team.
Yeah. Go for it.
Off lane. Dire. We're gonna have a pair of dice. You're gonna have M. Galoro on the Lone Druid, Titan X on Tinker, Wazi on Witch Doctor, Monkey on the Ogre, and Tombstone 24/7 on the offlane Underlord. Radiant. You'll have Aqua. Last time he played mid, I think. So, did he play mid? Yeah, I think he did. He's playing the Terrorblade this game though. Leader will be playing Sniper. I guess he's gonna be your mid this game. And then Sync will be on your Venge. Panda Slap will be on your Earthshaker. And Slacker on the Weaver.
Yeah, so pre-pause here, it looked like there was some drawing from the Radiant side up near that that top Dire rune, so I'm wondering if they're gonna go as 5 and contest that top rune, maybe.
Maybe. Just wonder if the Lone Druid's gonna do the old bear build or if he's actually gonna go the range stats build. I think the bear build this game would be pretty bad, so hopefully he goes the range stats.
Yeah, I mean, even with the nerf, the talents were not that nerfed. Still have 175 attack range at 10 and 55 damage at 15. That is definitely nothing to sneeze at, and the 40-second respawn time at 20, so. Yeah, so there is a smoke on the Vengeful Spirit. We'll see if they get closer and then pop it, but meanwhile, we wait. Also interesting, a mango pickup on the Terrorblade. Pretty good item now with the cost being reduced twice since its introduction, so now it's a mere 110 gold for a little trickle of HP regen, and then a nice burst of the mana regen. I'm wondering if he's... I'm curious if he's gonna maybe go for spamming some reflection against his lane opponents, or if he's just gonna use it to make sure he has enough for the illusions for eventual push. I don't know, it's just kind of interesting pickup this early.
Yeah.
I always got a kick out of taking Terrorblade into an off lane against an anti-mage, and it was like Shadow Demon, only worse. Just make that anti-mage use all of his mana on him, burn all of his own mana so he can't blink, and then if you had a two, you know, if you had two people in your off lane instead of just a Terrorblade alone, go for a nice little dual lane, and like with one stun or something, the anti-mage is just dead because he can't blink.
Well, see, that's when you got a next level Terrorblade and not skill mana break at all, or mana drain at all, and it's like, you know, or whatever the skill's called, forget nowadays. Then Terrorblade's just in your lane, he's nowhere to kill you.
Well, you don't bother with
I've
reflection
seen
then
it.
if you don't want, or just value point for the slow.
I've actually seen it work the other way too, where you get the mana, you get the damage, and then you just walk a Terrorblade and just right click him until he's out of mana, and that's how you stop him from using reflection. That's one way to do it. Alright. Ogre's still dead.
Ogre is still DC'd, yeah, it's a bummer. Yeah, he must have... That's interesting, he, that's weird. It shows him with 65 gold, but no items. Oh, did he... Now it shows him with 5... Whoa, oh no. It shows him with 5 gold, what the... Okay, I think I've got some... It must be because of the pause. That's weird.
Probably. Yeah, 'cause now he has 0 gold, so...
Still really curious how they're gonna shake these lanes out.
I'm guessing based on the items, it's gonna be Weaver off. Maybe Shaker's gonna go with him, maybe not. They could probably dual lane that. Terrorblade Venge can probably deal with a solo Underlord. And of course, Sniper mid versus Tinker is, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering if they might do something a little different, like with if they sent the sniper with a support, either safe or off, and you know just did a 2-1-2 and had the Weaver that could be very self-sufficient mid and really harass the Tinker and not worry about, oh, you blinded me with laser for last hit, no problem. Shikuchi harass with the damage and get the last hit anyways. I guess it'll just be Sniper trying to keep his distance and do the same thing with Shrapnel.
Yep.
Somebody was asking about a remake. Do you know if it could be possibly an issue with the server, or is it what's going on?
I'm not sure. I mean, we did go to US West instead of playing on East.
Oh, there's Ogre coming back. Oh, there we go.
Holy shit, we might have done it. Alright.
So it's interesting, the Terrorblade already just pre-skilled the Metamorph. Stun on the Venge, there's no surprise. Sniper's holding his point. Got Fissure on the Shaker. Weaver's holding his too, but a little surprising to see the Terrorblade just jump right into the Metamorph.
I mean, you might as well. You level 1 ultimate. It's pretty good. Hit for double damage.
You know, I mean, generally speaking, that's great, except the problem is, if they are really going to go for a smoke and contest that rune, and if they expected much resistance, then even level 1 reflection, that's 25% slow on anybody you find, and some amount of damage, effectively AoE damage, just because you can't do anything against those illusions. So it's, I don't know, that could be a quick first blood.
Yeah,
potentially, if you
well, the
wait.
problem is that early on versus a team with such low, like, attack damage, like 65 and whatnot. It's kind of, I would personally, I would rather have meta because you just hit so much harder. And then Weaver,
I guess you've got-
instead of Weaver,
yeah.
Weaver could also go Swarm first instead. And then it would be, that's personally what I'd like to see. Just, Reflection's not bad at all, but just, I'd rather have, like, you
I
know,
guess with
20
yeah, you got the
seconds? What is it?
stuns. You do have the stuns from the Venge and the Shaker, so I guess then you don't have to worry so much about somebody just walking away from the Metamorph as you walk even slower. Oh yeah, see,
Plus
there's the arrow from the Terrorblade saying, we're going there, or, well, they're going top rune, and then they're going to bot lane, I guess. Thanks Terrorblade.
Makes camera work pretty easy.
And there's the 5-man smoke. Kind of surprised that Lone Druid is poking his head out there. I think he'd just send the bear to the rune and, you know, oh, I guess he's trying to scout, although the bear wouldn't break smoke
30
anyways, so.
seconds to battle.
Boy, that Lone Druid is truly alone.
He should be pretty fast. They're gonna have to hit him with the fissure first.
Smoke broke, so they know he's there. Oh,
Alright, they get the pick.
yep, those 2 level 1 stuns do the work.
Smart money.
Yes.
And giving the rune to the Earthshaker. Interesting.
Come in handy.
Oh, okay, it's Terrorblade.
So-
Wow, so that's kind of surprising. Oh, is it Terrorblade? No, he's just blocking. Never mind.
He's just moving his way down to safe lane. So what's interesting here is that Lone Druid, at least because he was able to do his bear right at the beginning, he doesn't spend too much time without it, but he's just about to be able to get his bear back after he died. So that was lucky for him that it wasn't any longer a delay than that.
So they're going to Weaver top. Not really much they could do about him then.
Nah, no detection, and he just Shikuchi's out.
So if I was a betting man, I'd say the next kill is probably gonna be bot lane. Just because 2 stuns plus meta is pretty strong. And Weaver always has his invis to get away.
Yeah, and Underlord at this point, I mean, the Atrophy Aura helps some, but like you said, level 1, that 4%, it's like that's not enough. Seems like having the root to even just slow his enemies for a short period of time if they tried to pursue him back to the tower would be more useful, or here, walk through this green, nasty rain of hell and
Alright, never mind, take
dissuade
it
him
back.
that way.
Smoke mid. Smoke mid?
Oh boy, yeah. Speaking of 2 stuns,
Alright. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's why I'm
easy
really
they give him
surprised.
Tinker.
yeah, that's why I'm really surprised they laned this the way they did, because the Weaver would have no problem dodging a gank like that, and they could potentially have done a 2-1-2, but it looks like they are going to be most comfortable with the tri-lane. I don't know, well, Witch Doctor didn't go anywhere either. He's just going to pick up their rune on the backside. I wonder if he's going to return for Sniper or go top again. And right now it's just all of a sudden turned into a 1v1 in the top lane. Oh no. I think with the DC, look, Ogre's walking back to base. He's got the courier in his stash. They don't have a courier yet because he was so disoriented from getting DC'd at the start. That's a bummer. Tinker's got his bottles in the stash already, so
Don't think they're gonna be able to get this kill on Tinker. Even with the stun, I don't think they have enough damage.
Yeah, and Venge there, she just now got enough mana for the potential stun to back up to full strength top. Now they got some detection there.
Bottom, fissure block. He can use Firestorm, he just stands there, he can probably kill both of them.
That healing salve lasted for most of its duration. Boy, that Terrorblade's pretty low too. And Weaver is opting to limp back to base instead of shrining. Top river, Venge and Witch Doctor trading hits and stuns.
Oh, he's got nowhere to run. Yeah, he's dead. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Venge doing a little bit of a potty dance back and forth there instead of just straight up man fighting the Witch Doctor. Maybe would have been able to trade a kill, but that was unfortunate. Got trapped in the river. So Lone Druid, after a rough start, having first blood against him, is actually on top of the last hit chart now, 22 last hits, so he's catching up. Interestingly, Underlord is right behind him at 16. Terrorblade 11.
Yeah.
And we got another smoke.
Firestorm's so good. I don't think they're gonna get this one. He's playing pretty safe. The lane's gonna be pushed in. Yeah, they're gonna have to wait a while. Or not. Oh, alright, yeah, okay.
Broke the smoke, and now they're juking the trees, yeah, so. Oh, 60 health left.
Top lane.
It's interesting, Venge walked mid with an Invis rune active, but there was a dire sentry ward there, and it was in range of the vision of the creeps, so they looked like they pinged her out. Although Ogre doesn't seem too bothered.
Yeah, there's so many heroes, hard heroes to kill in this game. It's not surprising the kill score is so low. Just have you have high moves. Oh, here we go. Then maybe top lane. They're gonna try something.
So now bot lane is the one-on-one action. Terrorblade versus Underlord. Mid lane. Oh, that sniper. Really close. Tinker with full-on assassinating build, 3 levels in laser and 3 levels in heat-seeking missile. So no march, no rearm, just focused on murdering that sniper, zoning around the lane.
Alright, let's see if Weaver can pull a kill here. That's gonna be
Yep,
enough.
the help of the swarm, that armor reduction, and that nice vision.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Earthshaker
Actually
very
did
carefully
T-Tours.
sneaking out.
So I did T-Tours on the Venge kill, but it is 1 o'clock in the morning, so I think I gotta pass on that one.
Yeah, it's alright, man. It's 3 hours earlier here, so I understand.
That's right, yeah, you guys are lucky. He should know he has a ward on his cliff, because he's getting hit by all these rockets.
Yeah, but you know, the supports have been so busy rotating around to help the side lanes. The sniper's been kind of left to his own on the Radiant side. 2 gank attempts, 1 successful from the Dire. So in terms of levels, got Lone Druid sitting on level 7, as is Underlord. Got Weaver on level 6 now, Terrorblade on level 6, but the support's Venge is just on level 3 and Ogre's on 3 also. They've been having to do a lot of walking around. Oh, in the now look at the Witch Doctor way over there in the enemy territory.
All that for the banner rune.
He's got boots though. The boots are doing work. Uh-oh.
Oh, I think he's dead for this.
Radiant's
Sniper has
bottom
ult?
tower
Nah,
is
Sniper
under
has to
attack.
assassinate, but it won't be enough. Yeah, he's not even bothering.
Oh god, Titan, run!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, he's out.
A lot of damage going to that top tier 1 tower on the Radiant side.
Yeah, Lone Druid's just gonna do Lone Druid things. I don't think
Now the
everybody has it.
tower's in deny range, so let's see if Weaver's able to pick that up. He's just focusing on last hitting and not dealing with the siege creep, so... Yeah, in fact, Sniper pinging out the siege creep now going like, dude, come on!
Radiant's top tower has
Yeah, he
been
got the deny
denied.
though.
Cardi almost MVP.
Now here we go, back to everybody clustering around a different side lane again. It's back and forth between top and bot.
I think they're gonna plan on pushing this. He has meta, full meta up. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to push.
Yeah, and Sniper has the 2nd level intake aim, which means he can outrange that tower too. So, oh boy, they're going on that Underlord.
Yeah, he's fine.
Wand charges and he's fine. Yeah, one more auto attack without the wand charges and he could have been assassinated, but... Top lane, Weaver putting a lot of harassment on that Lone Druid and he's having to deal with the Swarm too. Roars, but oof.
I think there's posturing bot. The double damage it. Alright.
Yeah, both teams wanted to put it on one of their cores, but instead Ogre's just opting to at least not let the Venge deny it. She was mid-swing to deny it. Did you see that post the other day? Somebody was talking about like, hey, I think somebody denies a rune, it should play a, like, deny the creep hero response.
that's
I thought it was
that's
kind of a cool idea. Yeah.
Weaver's going top. Weaver
Oh, yep.
is gonna get this kill. Here he goes. Oh yeah, he got okay.
Yep,
That's
and that
pretty
TP
huge.
is way too late. Yeah, so Weaver's been doing great in this lane. He's got 2 kills, no deaths, 25 last hits, just doing his thing. Be interesting to see where he takes his item build. Oh, Ogre though with that DD. No detection.
Great Thunder brother.
Botlet.
Terrible.
Bot lane, Avenge taking loads of tower damage. She's dead.
I think this is a tower push though. It's probably a dead tower.
That was the bear,
I think
but
he wants to fight.
Structures are fortified.
Earthshaker, that is not your home. And Terrorblade just has to back off.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Are they diving top lane?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We were dead for this? Yeah, it's gonna be close. Switches to strength spreads, well done.
Wow. Yeah, he needs to get out of there though. If Tinker gets vision of him, he doesn't have mana, so... Or no, he has mana for Sakuchi now, just now, so... But he
Think
probably
Volley's
waiting for the
gonna be
TP. Yep, there's the TP. And they got the tower.
Smart money.
Tinker now sitting on... He's leveled up fast. He's not only got the level 4 laser and 3 on heat seeking missile like before, but 3 levels into March, so...
Dire's
He's just doing his thing mid.
is under attack.
This game was like ultra, like, split push.
Venge is in trouble.
Yeah, one rocket.
Oh, the Bloodlust to make him close the gap. Oh, wow. Really surprised he backed. Oh, he didn't have heat seeking, that's why. Yeah. Yeah, both teams really doing a lot more to towers than to each other, for the most part. So that Weaver with the 3 kills.
That's huge. He really needs to have a good game because, like, to have a triple core lineup like this where you have like it's not necessarily that they're greedy, but they all don't come online early to fight, especially versus this lineup. He really needs to have like a good laning phase to have that extra little jump in his farm early to make a difference. Because they're also gonna run out of like Sniper's gonna want to farm everywhere. Terribly with Illusions is gonna want to farm everywhere. You know, they're gonna run out of map space eventually to farm. So
Yeah, I mean that's I guess. If they're able to do what they have been doing and do a good job pushing, I mean, you look at the towers, right? You got the tier 1 mid on the Dire side is well under half. The tier 1 bot is down to like a quarter, so not too long, and they'll have a lot more space craving. Oh, yeah.
just walked up the
They're
hill,
gonna lose their
clipped
own
him with
mid.
the rocket. Yeah, he just clipped him with the rocket laser combo.
So yeah, they're gonna trade for bot tower here.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower.
Lone Druid enjoying the space. He's got his Dragon Lance.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, Underlord is dead. Yeah.
Oh, yep. Oh, with the fissure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wow, Terrorblade just decided to use that fight to push and take
he have
some
some-
damage.
yeah, Thunder.
Tier 2.
As long as he doesn't get bursted, he should be fine.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, he got bursted.
Yep.
He is not
Yep,
fine.
that's the problem against that Tinker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Terrorblade, currently 18 armor. But does absolutely nothing against the magic and pure damage of the Tinker.
Yep.
Oh no! Vengeful Spirit stuck against the Mud Golems.
God, not like this. Oh,
The swap!
great swap.
The swap! Oh man.
That's some serious teamwork right there.
Yeah, that's like, we love you, Venge, even though your job is to die. Oh man. The other team has no idea what the inadvertent all chat was about. So now that tier one mid on the Dire side, the clear next objective. All the tier ones down. Other than that, so already the Dire supports are kind of just waiting to see where the fight brews. Tinker now rotated top to do a bit of farming. He's got his travels. He's got the point and rearm. Going for Blink next. I'm not at all surprised.
Smoke mid, by the way.
There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not at all surprised to see the Radiant taking advantage of, hey, you know, things are calm. Keep the lanes just kind of moving back and forth, but not doing any damage to their own towers and,
Alright.
and just farm and delay. But
Game is, will they know which one's the real one? What? Oh my god. Oh, that's so unlucky. Oh my god. He split the wickets. That's the most unluckiest smoke gang I've ever seen. That is just so unlucky. To just break right through the trees like that? Oh man, that sucks.
Dire's middle tower is under
yeah,
attack.
I mean, you think about the timing there. He just happened to be in that spot. If he was
Dire's middle tower
on one
has
side or the
fallen.
other. Oof.
Radiant's top tower
Now Lone
is
Druid
under
doing the same thing Terrorblade was earlier, chipping away a little bit of the tier 2. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm not at all surprised to see the Radiant doing this, but the Dire, yeah, they really needed to get something there. They want to be the aggressors and get some pickoffs and prevent this late game lineup from just getting farm and allowing that kind of passivity. Now we've got a big smoke up top. 4 Radiant heroes smoked up in the top, but Lone Druid's gone. He's out. So they're looking
This
to
is
push
like,
tower of their own.
This is just ships in the night Dota. This is just like, everyone's
is.
just like,
It's weird.
just missing. It's just a really good map movement, I guess, is what you consider by the defensive team.
Now we've got Witch Doctor, Underlord, and Ogre all looking to do something bot. I mean, the creep wave is there, so they can do some chip damage on the tower. Radiant's trying to do their work top, but they're a ways off from the tower. That range creep getting bloodlusted. Go range creep. See, that push stalled out. Not even a single point of damage on the Radiant bot tier 2. Tinker though, with a lot of march happening in the trees, and now Underlord coming in with friends. Whoa.
I don't believe Venge will make it out of this one.
Yeah, they're...
Oh,
Oh!
turn her. She's fine.
Dangerous. Oh, yep, Tinker Blink on the Shaker. That was dangerous. Yeah, he's gone. Venge chicken taunting for her own enjoyment of getting out alive. That's the second time this game she's been saved by the Earthshaker. Once against the Mud Golems and once against basically the entire Radiant or Dire team. So Weaver going straight into the Desolator after the Treads Aquila. No mana or health regen items at all. Just going for farming and pushing at this point.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those games.
Single target damage though too. I mean, he's certainly done his work in those single target engagements. He's going to shine, but well, the top, yeah, there's going to be a fight brewing. Yeah, Terrablade's going to join at the shrine.
Alright, I don't think this Terrablade's gonna get Thunder off. Is he always
Got the Thunder just barely, but that Maledict, and then right into the Underlord.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Firestorm doing so much damage there from the Underlord.
Weaver's
Weaver
chasing.
looking to get kills. He's,
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is
Wow.
under attack.
yeah, the heal from
That was
Witch
a strange
Doctor
fight.
helping considerably. Yeah, I mean, it's never a great spot, honestly, to fight in the river like that, but when you have the Underlord to do that AoE damage, I mean, basically takes up the entire width of the river. So even though the shrapnel was there to help the Radiant,
Dire's middle tower
they
is under
certainly
attack.
lost more than they got. Underlord now, he's got the mech, he's got the arcanes, and he's got Guardian Greaves recipe coming out right now in the courier. So 20-minute Greaves, that's gonna make their team way stronger in their push. So that's good for them. They really need to shut down the map so Radiant can't be greedy and farm it and get into that late game. Terrorblade working on his Manta next.
Yeah, I think they really need to smoke and look for a pick and see if they can take some towers. Preferably get a Tinker Ward up.
I was gonna say, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. They really, a Tinker Ward would be great. I mean, they've got the Venge, they've got the Shaker. They should catch him out in a big way. But yeah, Witch Doctor with another good aggressive ward. They've got great vision bot right now. The first ward he placed is only there for a little over another minute though.
It just has that feel of one of those games where it's like, you know, like that was the biggest team fight I think we had the entire game, and that was it was like a 3-on-3 was the biggest part of that team fight. So like, it's gonna probably be a lot of little skirmishes until like one person dies in the wrong spot on the wrong side of the map, and then like it's just base is gone.
Is under attack.
Like bait with these heroes.
Yeah,
Alright.
both teams certainly capable of a lot of push.
Smoke
Oh
bomb.
boy, yeah, big smoke bot. Oh, and Terrorblade by himself. This one he's gonna get a tree out of. Yep, no Sunder. It would have been a waste anyways. So even if he was thinking about it and could have gotten it off, no reason for him to cast it. That's just a waste of the cooldown at that point.
Maybe he gets one kill, but that would just be such a high risk, like, you know, it wouldn't even be worth it.
No,
So,
no, it wouldn't.
It was a good job. It was a good.
Yeah, if he chose to hold on to it, that was the right call, because there's no way he gets a kill off that, honestly.
However, they will lose the tower for this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Glyph's there.
15
They
seconds?
don't seem to be
I
rotating.
don't know.
Radiant's bottom tower
Weaver's just farming Ancients, and everybody else
Yeah, there's
is
no way they can
looking for...
defend
Yeah,
this.
well, they used a Glyph, and now...
Alright, I guess they are.
TP's to the Shrine. Yeah, now they're trying something. Witch Doctor... There's a ways out there, but... It's got Glimmer.
Terrorblade's porting right into the front there, fighting this. Alright, gets a fissure on the Earthshaker. Echo Slam on.
Tinker's working on that sniper. He'll blink forward. Yep, there's the sniper down.
He has Sunder up. There it is, yeah.
And there it shows, right? If he did intentionally hold on that Sunder from the previous gank, now it definitely paid for itself, getting a kill on that Tinker. Picks up a 4x streak.
Yeah, that was one thing about the Terrorblade too. Like he didn't like tunnel vision on anyone in particular. He saw that the lone druid was low, so he kept keeping the lone druid out of the fight. You know, right click him a couple times, walk over, right click a couple times, walk away. And like the lone druid was he was trying to fight because like his team really needed him to be there because he saw that. That's the problem is, you know, Tinker does great great amount of magic damage, but like they have no damage on this team without lone druid physical wise. So.
Yeah, or the Witch Doctor ult, but that's just that one time. For pure right-click physical, it's all Lone Druid. And also, I mean, think about as he's getting those right clicks off, he does have Maelstrom. So you're thinking about, okay, he's hitting illusions, it's proccing all around, it's bouncing, so it's a lot of kind of AoE magic damage that may be lacking too. So it just, I don't know. It was keeping him zoned out of the fight's gonna do a lot. And Tinker really wants to do kind of like the Weaver, really, in a sense, and get more of a single target. Like, Weaver is going to just melt somebody's single target, but in a big team fight, it could be a lot tougher for him to get around.
He's getting close to his Lincolns as well.
Sniper wisely working on a Hurricane Pike, which will hopefully help him out of Blink. We got a smoke again from the bot Shrine. But this time, 3 Radiant heroes clustered together. No lone Terrorblade this time to find. Yeah, they're hunting, but they just don't see. They even just missed it with the scan. They scanned right where they were, and they're not there anymore, boys.
I think we're gonna have a fight anyway. Yep. Spot.
Oh, they 3 of them just walk right into the
Terrorblade's in the back, but he's alone. This is gonna be kind of dangerous for him to.
Yeah, Sunder uses it, but yeah, now he gets stunned up by the Ogre. Wow. So yeah, that's what presumably would have happened last time. Same thing, right, when that gank happened. So that's there. At least he had a better chance. He wasn't getting quite so locked down. But Ogre doing what Ogre does, not caring about your damage and stunning you out.
Yeah, he just didn't
Tinker,
really have
I
the.
mean-
What?
Oh, I was gonna say the Tinker, that basically first item Blink pickup has netted several kills already. Netted a kill on the Shaker top when he saved the bench. Netted a kill on the Sniper in that last fight bot. Netted a couple kills here. So that having that Blink he's been positioning really well with it in these fights and chasing and getting pickoffs on the heroes that are more fragile and can't get away. And here he comes top to finish this tier 2.
Looks like they're gonna get Roche as well while he's pushing the lanes out.
Yeah, Venge is aware, she's taking it out, but there's nothing they can do.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lone Druid also almost has his BKB as well, which is gonna make it a lot harder for him to do anything because now, like the Echo Slam that they had in that last fight that they managed to win, they don't have that this fight. Same thing with Venge
bottom
stun,
tower has fallen.
Sniper ults. Surprised he has no points in Wave of Terror. Not even a value point.
Wow, yeah, that is surprising.
The Vengeance
Especially
Aura
with as much
this
physical.
game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think it may be the value point in the Magic Missile and then Max Terror, right? I mean, so much physical damage. You got the Weaver with the Deso also, and now he, by the way, has picked up his Lincolns. You got Sniper, you got Terrorblade, just loads of physical damage. Oh, top lane now. Yeah, the tower is in deny range, but it doesn't look like they've noticed it. Yeah, for some reason they're not denying that tier 2 top. Hopefully one of them figures it out. Meanwhile, Tinker bouncing back and forth in these side lanes. Now they're picking it out. They smoke. Huh. I guess they were just grouping. They still haven't denied that tower. I wonder if they're trying to bait it with the smoke, basically. Big fight.
Great Echo Slam. Hits on 3. Gets the, oh man, he got the Thunder off on the Witchhunter last second, well played. He gets rooted though, nothing he can do about that really. Like they just, that was rough. They got like some ridiculous roots that fight. Killed the Venge at the beginning. Ended up getting terribly killed.
Yeah, now the tower's dead. I'm still not sure what how they missed the deny, but they did. Yeah, maybe they were trying to bait it out, but unfortunately that fight did not end up going their way.
I'm sure they were just focused on trying to get the smoke gank. This is the rough part. This is what we're talking about though. You lose a fight on your side of the on your side of the river, it's towers. That's a good swap though. That should be there.
Good kill on the Underlord. That takes away a lot of their sting.
Dead. That's a dead digger. Alright.
Too much too soon. Wow, and Lone Druid even goes down, and the 10-second BKB is burned. Oh, and the fissure.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Wow. Well,
alright, well, yeah, it was looking like that was this game was gonna be, you know, starting to trend in a certain direction, but after that, they are
that
like
swap,
right back in
that,
it. Yeah.
That swap sucked them into a fight that they should have taken. They should have just let the one go, but how can you do it, right? It's so hard in the heat of the moment to let that go, and they lose 4.
Weaver's going X too. Interesting.
Yeah, it's such a good item, especially with the lineup that they have. That Terrorblade, you basically give him an extra life. So if at any point you go do a Roche, pick up Ags, it's like, okay, Ags and he dies. Sunder before he dies, and then, or I should say actually probably the time lapse first, then a Sunder, and then maybe a second time lapse. Oh, that Earthshaker, Maledict.
Dire's middle tower.
He's about to bomb. Boop, there he goes. But they do take the tower, so honestly an acceptable loss. Tier 2 tower for the Shaker. Back to farming for these cores. Poor Bench working on finishing. She's got the last of her power treads in the stash. And now Dire are going to push back mid. So Underlord now with the Lotus Orb also presumably to help against the Venge swap.
Lotus or Revenge swap is like the funniest thing ever too. Is Weaver gonna get caught?
You got a clever name. Oh, they dust the Weaver, but he's gone. You got a clever name for that when it's a double swap. What do you call that?
I don't know. Do you have a?
I don't. I was just asking if you had one. You know, bring the,
Oh, no, I
color of.
No, you're more just like, I guess you could call it the did I actually just not hit my R button? Because you're like, I heard it go off, but I'm still standing
smoke.
where I'm standing, so it's like,
5-man
they catch this lone
mid.
druid.
I wonder, yeah. I mean,
Druid
but
will
then
be
again,
used.
5-man Savage Roar. Oh, the swap. And another BKB charge burn for nothing. Venge, 2 big swaps.
Honestly though, I don't mind him using his BK. I know he's dying, but I would rather see my cores use their BKBs than not use them, just because, you know, you can potentially get into a bad habit in a game where you don't pop your BKB and then, you know, you get caught.
Right, when you actually should to try to BKB TP.
So,
the problem there, of course, just being like when you get swapped into that many heroes, you have to believe that the physical damage is going to take you out. I mean, unless he had managed to actually get a roar. The problem is he's already back alive, and now he doesn't have BKB for 30 more seconds. So if they had tried to turn a push there, that's the reason, right? It's because he's into that 40-second respawn time reduction. You want it for the next fight.
He actually almost lived when he popped his BKB. The only reason he didn't live was because the Weaver's Sakuchi, his what else it called? I always forget.
Swarm
The
doing
Je-
an extra minus.
The Gemini attack was already in the air, and Venge
Oh.
actually outside of the range of the fear. So she managed to get the last couple right clicks on him as he was running away. Like if Venge wasn't there, like if Venge wasn't outside of the fear range, I think he actually ends up living there with like 40 HP.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But it is unfortunate for him. Like both of his BKB uses so far have stopped the further stuns, but too late to do anything about the physical damage. Now we've got the entire Dire team, save Tinker, which of course he could be anywhere, anytime, anyways. They're all top, and not sure what they're trying to turn this into here. They got Vision up, taking Ancients, but not quite looking at an objective yet.
It's too bad Radiant couldn't really get anything done off the back of that kill, but you know, the Lone Druid talents spawn early. Sucks.
Yeah, and now Tinker looking to chip away at the tier 3 even. Oh, they spot out the ward. So Earthshaker with a very, very prompt D ward there.
Yes. Selfish.
Did Shaker just get his blink? I think I haven't seen. He didn't have that last time.
Yeah, Shaker does now have his blink and working on Force next, which is a great pickup there. And Terrorblade is working on BKB himself, so this will be interesting when the Weaver has... Oh, Weaver does have his Ags now and is working on Heart next, of all things. So this Radiant lineup, with that Weaver Ags, that is potentially a huge item in the fight. Find one hero that's getting particularly picked on, like that Terrorblade, and absolutely just save him. So even positionally could save him too. So this is going to be really interesting to see how that plays out.
Heart's not bad. I'd rather see him get Scotty though after the UAN change.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty's... Oh, over the Heart, you mean? Or over the Ags?
Yeah, over the Heart.
Yeah, I would say Scotty over Heart, for sure, yeah. But I guess it,
But
I guess
if
it
you're
depends on
just
how he's
going for
fighting.
like the straight up, yeah, if you're going for the straight up raw HP,
Well, or against a
Are they
tower.
gonna get-
Because then against a tower, you're like, okay, I basically take no tower damage now. But
Will they
I
kill
don't think
this
you can
Lone
count
Druid
on
again?
that against this lineup. What's that?
I was saying, are they going to kill this Lone Druid again? But nope. They're just checking Roche.
Yeah, they're really dancing around each other this game. I mean, now we've got Tinker putting some more chip damage on these tier 3s. He's got a siege creep even all the way to that tower, so they really do need a Tinker ward. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Tinker wards. Oh no, sorry, there is the one now in bot. So they finally have a Tinker ward up, but one at Roshan. Oh,
Radiant's top
poor
tower
Venge.
fallen.
And that's almost.
And that was right before the Roche spawn too. That's unfortunate timing.
Terrorblade has enough for his BKB. I'd rather see him pick it up than save for buyback at this point, especially if they're going to be defending base. Because he's generally always the reason, you know, generally he's the last one to die in fights, so for him not to have his BKB over buyback, he's not really going to be able to defend the base by himself anyway, so.
Yeah, so Dire won't push here for a little bit. Tinker's going to get his Hex. He's just about got it. There it is. Now he's got enough. So he'll go pick up his Hex, and that could be a big game changer too. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, this fight could go either way, absolutely either way, with as many saves as are possible on the Radiant. But if they don't position quite right, man, that Tinker.
I mean, one Echo Slam right there, like that. You can't see up the hill, obviously, but you know. That's where they have to really be careful, is like, grouping up on that wave, because I'm sure that their Shaker will jump and slam as soon as he sees a good target. And I don't know if they know he has the blink yet, so.
You know, as much damage as that would be, I don't know if it would be enough. Like, they can't necessarily quickly follow up on that, and the Greaves of the Underlord, I mean, they might just, and the Roar from Bear and the Hero, they might just walk away. Oh, smoke, and they're already doing Roach. This is gonna be chaotic. Okay, they know they're there. They broke the smoke. Double damage. Venge picks it up. Witch Doctor from a great position. Friendly Sunder onto the Weaver. Any time lapses. Great play. I was wondering if they were going to pull it. And now they take
Well
the Roche.
played.
Fallen to the Radiant.
Yeah, that was a pretty huge Echo Slam. All he needed to do was just hit the Lone Druid with it. You know, that was smart. He didn't try to be like greedy with it. He's like, all right, he's my Lone Druid. I can kill him. See, that's what I was talking about. Is that's one of those things where if you don't want to pop it early because you're afraid for whatever reason, then that happens. So it's like it's really a catch-22. Is like if you don't pop it early, then you get Echo Slammed. If you do pop it early, you also die to the right click. So it's kind of a damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. I think in that case, they had to realize, like, okay, where's the team, right? They're all crammed in that Roche pit. They're kind of asking for that to happen, and they had to expect that it was going to be contested. I think that was just they were trying to be a little too greedy there, trying to take that Roche and too many around. Witch Doctor positioning really well in that fight outside the pit, getting a full duration ult, doing a ton of damage. They ended up getting 2 kills, but they lost 4 of their own heroes, so it wasn't quite enough. But that Witch Doctor was really laying it out there in that fight.
Yeah, that was really well played by him. Also, I liked what the sniper did was he had the Shadow Blade, and instead of right-clicking the Witch Doctor immediately, he came around the corner. He waited till Witch Doctor's ult died before he actually started right-clicking him. It's pretty smart. You know, shows that in the heat of the moment he was kind of, you know, thinking it through.
Well, also the Witch Doctor used Glimmer Cape, so at the very start and through some of it, quite a bit of his ult, he was invis, but. And Witch Doctor, man, he's only 200 gold off of Ags. Keep seeing these really big item pickups on both sides that could change the outcome of any of these fights. 24 to 27. Radiant did lose that top tier 3 a while ago, and so several minutes ago, actually, they lost the bot shrine. So that was a little bit of a gold swing toward the Dire, but still a really close game. And obviously, as we talked about in the draft, the late game advantage on the side of the Radiant, but I don't know. One bad fight, as you said, one bad fight, and say goodbye to your base. Yeah, the net worth actually. Yeah, net worth is actually about 7,000 in favor of the Dire. XP is in favor of the Radiant, and in terms of buybacks, only the Underlord on the Dire. You got Terrorblade and Sniper both sitting on a buyback on the Radiant side.
Smoke mid, we're gonna probably have another fight. Cause they should have saw him with that ward.
Yeah, so Tinker making a big push bot. Now he's not even there, but that tier 3 tower bot will take damage while he rotates with his team to take the shrine. And Radiant's just going to try to do something to tier 2, but there's Glyph available. And right now, backdoor protection's on. Oh, there, it just got broken.
Dire's top tower.
So they get to tier 2, lose the shrine. And...
Oh boy, here we go.
oh.
This is a weird fight there, kind of like being pincered right
Yeah,
now.
everybody's dancing. Venge finds herself alone and goes down.
Alright, Terrorblade's up there, and Terrorblade just 100, he's going right on the loader. Alright. Will the Underlord get the kill on the sniper? It'll be pretty huge. Shadowblade's off cooldown. Alright, yeah.
He has Aegis. He'll be back. Oh, now the Tinker joins.
Yeah,
That
40%
Underlord, that's one
attribute.
tanky target.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's really starting to show now. 2 playmails between the Lotus and the Shivas he's getting. Like,
Yep.
I think the
Currently
Weaver almost should go
39
more
armor.
damage. Yeah, I think the Weaver needs to go damage instead of more HP. But he'll probably be going another damage item next.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw it in that fight. The Witch Doctor again getting off a great ult, but Terrorblade so many illusions, and Witch Doctor didn't specifically target his Death Ward at the hero. I mean, he already used Sunder, and he's sitting there on like no HP, and yet all these illusions are soaking up all the damage, or the other heroes as they run away. And so since you didn't shift the target, Terrorblade just gets behind him and melts him down while he's using his ult, then turns and kills Ogre. And the whole time he's got like just no health because he had already used Sunder early in the fight.
Oh,
So,
Shaker? He doesn't really have any follow-up, unfortunately.
Nope, and there's a blink. Tinker has blink too, so yeah, he's gone. Sniper working on Daedalus. Yeah, Weaver's picked up his heart now, and he's actually opting for a BKB next. Like you said, I'd rather see him have a damage item here.
I mean, I even give him BKB, be fine. I think BKB would have been better over Heart, even, maybe.
I mean, that is what he's doing next, but I don't know. I'm not sure he needs it. He has so many ways out, and I see him more as a role of, you know, keep your Terrorblade and Sniper alive with that time lapse. Stay on the edge of the fight, find the weak heroes, put the debuff from the Deso on different heroes, keep changing target, or if you find a solo pick off, do it. But I'm not sure what the BKB buys him. He's not going to do enough damage just to the whole chunk of everybody in one of these fights to really warrant that, I don't think. Terrorblade
really
now
good
working
versus
on Scotty.
Firestorm too. Because Firestorm, if I remember correctly, is percentage based. Yeah. So they'll be good versus that. Because when you get the heart.
It's true. Yeah, max HP burn damage 3%. It's amazing how fast that adds up. Shiva's now picked up on the Underlord, so that's what he did with the second plate.
That is so much armor. The question is he gonna build an AC too and really round out the armor trifecta? Yeah, quad trifecta, I guess.
Oh man.
I feel like there was a part early game that we didn't see where he's like, man, you know what I don't have enough of? Armor. And he just typed
clearly.
he just typed in plate mail, and he's like, all right, everything here.
Yeah, so check it, right? You've got the Dragon Lance, Manta Style, Ring of Aquila, and one Ultimate Orb so far on the Terrorblade. Well, let's see, he's got to walk away from the tower, so it's a 32 plus what it'll be, 2 instead of 3 in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's got a little bit. He's got 3 extra armor. So 34 on the Terrorblade for armor. Underlord. 44. Take that, Terrorblade.
That's all stats too. That's the funny part. For Terrorblade.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
exactly.
a hero.
So Tinker, obviously we saw the level 2 bots revealed when he TP'd into the Underlord earlier. He's got a Ghost. He's got Ether Lens. I'm wondering which way he's going to take this. Is that just going to be stay a Ghost, or is he going E-Blade Dagon?
Oh yeah, eventually you always get the E-Blade, just so if you need to save your own team, you can also save your team. And all their damage is pretty much physical, you know, with the exception of Earthshaker stun here or there, Sniper ult, but
Yeah.
Lone Druid almost has Satanic finish too, which is really going to be scary.
Using an illusion to scout for the Roche. No, it's not yet up yet. He also did opt to get a Vlad's on the bear, so that's going to provide the whole team significant amount more damage and some tankiness in those fights if the bear stays up. Looks like they're going to party at top.
Yeah.
Boy, they're going to go on that Druid. Yeah. Witch Doctor again, letting it go, but Terrorblade just too much damage.
He does have Sunder. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Tinker getting hit with the blind from the, or Weaver rather, getting hit with the blind from the Tinker to temporarily at least save his teammate, but now Weaver focusing down the tanky Underlord, getting slowed by Reflection.
I don't think he's getting out this time. Well, he's sitting at 57 armor, so maybe he will.
The laser, the hex, the rearm. He's gonna try to get out. He just keeps popping that Ghost Scepter.
Oh, Witch Doctor
and
is in a
blinks
weird
away.
spot. Yeah, they need a Fusel Blade now more than ever, I guess. That was very unfortunate for Shaker too. You couldn't even really see it in the fight. He got one Maledict, well, he got one ward right click, like bounced 3 people, just barely clipped him as he was going to blink and Echo Slam the Tinker. It was so unlucky. Yeah, cause like you could barely even see it. Like there's no way he would have even have noticed. It was like just a random one that just randomly shot to him. It kind of sucks for him. But I mean, they
bad,
still,
man.
I would say they won that fight still. They have more cores up at the end.
Tinker, by the way, he's showing Eagle Song in his quick buy, so yeah, he is going E-Blade next.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not at all surprising. I just didn't know if that's the direction he was going to go, or just leave it at a Ghost for a while. One would assume that's where he's going, but continuing to push. I mean, it's just I played some Tinker games. I gave it a good try back in the day, and I realized I'm like, nope, that is not the hero for me. And especially as the game got late, that's exhausting. I don't know how people do that. I guess if you're into just that really fast-paced, lot of micro APM crazy kind of game, then it's for you. Oh, no bear. Oh, he's got it. He can summon a bear now if he wants, but.
Alright, they're turning here.
Yes, TP was actually on cooldown, but that was a great BKB to bring the Tinker in.
Alright, Venge is dead, I believe. Yes. Terrorblade pops ult just is rolling through this lineup though. And he's gonna go Sept. Oh no, Echo oh, or Shaker, please no.
Radiant's middle tower is
Okay.
under attack.
Either way.
Wow, he's so lucky that Tinker was that low on mana, otherwise Tinker would have just gone right back in and melted him.
Seems Paradise is having a hard time finding a way to like get in on these fights.
It's super hard. I mean, yeah, so much AoE damage too, that if you have that Underlord putting his Firestorm somewhere in a place where just the Shaker happens to be, if he gets kind of caught out at the beginning, or like you said, the bounces from the Witch Doctor ult, if they have vision, which I mean they have, look at those, or no they had, never mind, sorry, now it's the Radiant have vision there, but if in some of these fights where there's vision, then Tinker from miles away could end up canceling a blink with the rocket, so, or the heat-seeking missile. Even with the mobility, the blink, and the force staff on the Shaker, he has struggled to find a way into the fights. That last one though was split by that tree line, so that created some issues. Venge getting a swap there to help things, but making it just a, what was it, a 2-for-2 trade, I think?
Nah, what did they kill? They killed I think they ended up getting the Lone Druid. Oh, actually, we can just look here. They got,
Terrorblade killed Ogre, Sniper killed Lone Druid. And I know there were 2 heroes dead on the Radiant, so yeah, the Venge died, or no, maybe.
Oh, that must have been the previous fight, yeah.
Oh, that was the previous one, yeah.
I do like, however, that Underlord's going to a more of a right-click build, because I think they're kind of identifying that they're kind of lacking damage here now. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him get a Radiant in this game.
There is one problem with that. I was gonna say there is one problem with that, and that is reflection. Because then when the reflection happens, then it's Radiance against your team.
2.5 seconds isn't that big of a deal, but they're gonna sneak Roach though.
Cheese sitting on the ground. Weaver did not. What? What are you doing, bro? Backpack that thing. Save that for later. Let it age. Sharp cheddar, tasty.
Terrorblade is fine. BKB is popped. He was running away for his life. Okay. You know what? We haven't talked about this. His Sunder cooldown is at 10 seconds right now. And some of these team fights have been going, longer than 10 seconds for sure.
Yeah.
So
oh, absolutely. Yeah, especially if you're doing something involving the Underlord. Like, he's just so tanky.
And he hits hard enough where I think he can get away with a Diffusal Blade this game. Like, they really need Diffusal Blades for this Tinker. And it's also really good versus most of the lineup because their lineup's all casters, so.
Looks like the next fight is going to happen top, trying to put pressure on these open racks. All the heroes moving to top now, except Weaver pushing out bot a little bit, but I'm sure he'll return shortly.
I'm surprised they're pushing it versus Aegis. That takes some balls.
Well, they see the Weaver showing bot, and he's the Aegis
Alright, they're
holder,
back.
so
Yeah, they're back.
yeah.
Or, well, maybe not. Oh yeah.
They don't have Tinker themselves at the moment, although, again, Tinker.
There is
Can
an AD,
always show
so they might change the vibes. Nope, just go back to farming. Even though I don't think
curious.
they can get away with farming.
Yeah, it's kind of curious the way these fights have gone. The Radiants seem to have really focused the Lone Druid well. Like, he has a Satanic, a BKB, Mjolnir, Hurricane Pike, and he still gets singled out and killed at the start of a lot of these fights.
Yeah, Terrorblade just like looks for him in the team fight and then just goes right on him and like.
Yeah, it's absolutely the right call. I mean, the Tinker's a big problem too, and becoming bigger, but the Terrorblade, or I mean the Lone Druid, like, they just removing all of that physical damage like you were talking about that he has at the start of the fight is huge.
Yeah, Weaver just literally gets like one right click on him, and then he just Sakuchi somewhere else to fight while the Terrorblade uses the buff and just runs him over.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, as you're mentioning too, that minus 30-second Sunder cooldown. That's
it's huge.
So many things now. I mean, the Terrorblade originally, of course, very squishy, but now he's up to 2,500 HP because he's got the Scotty and the BKB and the Dragonlance and the Manta giving him all these stats, and now he's going for damage. He's got the Chrysalis done, working toward Daedalus. Sniper, same thing. He's got his Daedalus, and he's actually showing MKB in his quick buy. So more and more and more physical damage coming. Weaver also showing MKB. They're ready to keep doing the physical damage. I think. Yeah, the more I think about it, you're right on that diffusal. It's like if they can catch that Tinker out, and get that damage off while he's not ghost formed. The problem is that they do have to have a stun to keep him from rearming it. So once they use it, I mean, if he just rearms and uses it again.
Honestly, I think
the real
they could
trick.
probably kill him in the duration of rearm. As like if it's one of those things where Weaver and Terrorblade are standing there, like just right beating on him, I think they could definitely kill him.
I mean, it's rearm is like at this point though, it's so short. It's a
Yeah.
three quarters of a second time to rearm.
Yeah, but I think they have that much damage. And plus Diffusal Blade, they can, in theory, if they have more than one Diffusal, I know there's a cooldown now, but the cooldown's not that crazy. Like, he won't walk away. Plus the slow is a big deal too, because like he ghosts and walks away, and he's not slowed, so he's fast. And when Terrorblade's in Metamorphosis, he's not catching him. So even if they get the slow and he gets the ghost off, there's a potential that they get the kill.
Yeah, the slow does help. That is true. The slow helps, but It'll be interesting. I don't like. Look, they're not going that way anyway, so I guess it's a moot point.
Yeah.
But the MKBs, that's nice. Poor Vengeful Spirit. So now she's got Medallion. She's picked up a Medallion, and she's got a Windlace actually in her backpack right now. I don't know why she's not throwing it into her main inventory, but Venge definitely playing that hard support role. Earthshaker actually going for a refresher. He's got a Perseverance in his inventory, another one in his backpack, and he's got the recipe on quick buy. So that's that could be interesting to see how that plays out. Just the more I see of these items, I'm just thinking, man, every single one of these fights could theoretically just be a stomp in either direction depending on how it starts.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about the sniper at all, which is usually a good indication for your team, which means he's doing his job and sitting nowhere near the front of the fight. Like,
yeah, if you need to be off screen dealing tons of damage while nobody notices.
terribly
top,
over crit too, by the way.
Shaker, okay, Shaker's joining bot 2 to defend, but now, boy, they're just dancing with each other. Age is still there on Weaver, so that's probably the reason for the Dire's hesitation. All the ults available. Now I've got an Abyssal Blade recipe picked up, put in the stash of the Underlord. It's interesting that he committed the recipe first. He hadn't picked up any of the other items, so he didn't even go into, let's say, just the Basher piece first. It's a lot. Or the Vanguard, for that matter. I mean, why not be that much tankier?
He might have been worried about dying, so just buy the most expensive piece, I'd imagine. I mean, that's probably that's the only
I don't know. If he did it mid-engagement, yeah, I didn't see when he bought it, but...
Alright, Terrorblade is hitting like a truck, Sniper's hitting like a truck, Weaver is going to be hitting like a truck shortly. I'm surprised no one's going with Bloodthorn. Maybe they are, but I don't think.
You know, that's a really excellent point, because the Tinker his only now he's actually got it. He's working on Dagon, so he's got a Dagon level 2 in his backpack. His only defensive item is the Ethereal Blade, and I guess to some extent the Hex, but to truly be a defensive item, I mean, it's just the Ethereal. Oh, fine. Dusted out. Shaker getting destroyed at the start of the fight before he can do anything. BKB's getting popped everywhere. 3 heroes lost on the Radiant, none on the Dire. Terrorblade gets hexed, then rooted. Weaver's the sole survivor for now, and he can't even find a kill. And he time-lapsed and then got dusted, so he goes down 5 for nothing. Well, 3 heroes with buyback on the Radiant. I think it's a question not of if, but how many of the buybacks they commit.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. The Earthshaker got picked off early before he could actually get anything off. It's too bad Weaver couldn't have ultied him.
Yeah, and Earthshaker even has the Refresher Orb. Although he has to be careful about his mana, he needs to make sure he puts the arcanes in. There's the first buyback. I mean, if we don't see 2 more, that's a gone base. There's the Weavers. Yep, all 3 buying back. Then with a swap on the Ogre, but now they get a consolation kill for 3 buybacks and a glyph. Tinker continuing to be a very distant rat, staying, you know, let's say no closer than the spots where the tier 2s used to be, but continuously pushing the side lanes. The racks, the melee racks actually took some damage, although it'll of course regen back up from the top lane, but just bouncing back and forth. Tinker keeps farming up more, working on bigger Devil's Dagon while his team creates pressure elsewhere. Lone Druid, so you talked about the AC possibility on the Underlord. It's going to be Lone Druid that's working on that AC next. And he has a Radiance on the Bear, so he's sharing some love between himself and the Bear, and of course, enabling even more split push on their team. Boy, I don't know.
And the Misfits is pretty good too. For now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, at this point, I don't know. I mean, like this. Who do you think? Can you make a call, or are you giving them even odds between the two teams?
It really depends on the team fight, like we were talking about. Like whoever the team fight is 4v5 for first is really gonna win. Like they really need a gem on FI to deal with the if they can get the Witch Doctor ult to be stopped before not full duration, they have a really good chance of winning. But if Witch Doctor's standing there full duration ult, Tinker's just standing there rocket lasering constantly, it's gonna be a bad fight for them. Or also take out the Underlord first too.
Yeah, I mean the Venge has dust, so basically it seems like it's up to her. If she can get the dust and reveal the Witch Doctor, I mean a gem, honestly, when you've got a Shadowblade Sniper and you've got the Weaver, I don't know if it's worth the risk against just that Witch Doctor. I think dust on the Venge is the right call. But the problem is the Witch Doctor has been positioning very carefully and continues to deal a ton of damage in these fights, pretty much uncontested. Oh, now we have a Roche. 4th Roche attempt of the game. Radiant's all in their base, so this will go uncontested.
Yeah, Bloodlust for the skill.
Puts the plate mail onto the Spirit Bear, so he may just build the AC on the Bear then. Abyssal Blade has been completed on Underlord, so this, and a Solar Crest on the Witch Doctor. So this next fight is going to determine an awful lot, and of course, there's still 3.5 minutes left on those buybacks, so if Radiant lose this fight badly, then that's the game. We've got to be super careful here, not get drawn out into something bad. Both of these teams really very hard to push uphill against.
Yeah, Sniper Tinker, pretty unsurprised that we went past 60 minutes. Surprised nobody's going Rapier yet. Usually when you get 60 plus, it's like, alright, we need some real damage, guys.
So Tinker,
pretty far up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at Tinker's items now. He's got the bottle of Nether Lens in his backpack. He's got Blink, level 2 Travels, Ethereal Blade, level 5 Dagon, Ags, Scythe. Like, wow, what do you do now? He's got almost 6k in the bank. Like, what?
Well, this is when
I guess Moonshard at this point. I mean, what else?
No, you start buying awards, Century Gem. That's.
Oh sure, but I mean he may already be doing that. I wasn't watching to see if he was. I assume that he already has been, but like I mean, beyond that, that's not much gold for him the way he's been farming.
I mean, he could get a Rapier. It wouldn't really be very good, but.
Man.
He could get a BKB or Lincoln's, but Don't really need it. Like in a team fight, you just swap your boots out. Or a bloodstone for base defense.
Swapping the boots is an interesting idea. Because you can, while they're channeling, you could even swap them out too, so... Yeah, I wonder if he's thinking about that, and then some big item. Maybe now he's on. I was saying a minute ago he was at almost 6. Now he's at 7K gold in the bank. Nothing in his quick buy, so it's just basically pushing at this point. Probably not even thinking about the gold he has. I don't know. A lot of the Dire is mid. They're continuing to just try to push all the lanes at once, keep Radiant fenced in, but they still haven't managed to be able to make a play.
This could be the last fight here, if they try to push it.
Still 3 minutes left on that Aegis. Or wait, no, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. I'm not sure. Did you get the Aegis timer? Bench down.
The guy was in a...
Oh, there goes Slam.
They just didn't have any... Oh, they just did not have enough follow for it, unfortunately.
That was so close. Terrorblade actually managed to... And Weaver, they just got their buybacks back, so they used them. Aegis used. They wanted that Lone Druid, but he piked out, and he still has Cheese available and Satanic.
I know where he is. Oh, he... See if he's just gonna fight him.
Savage Roar, is he gonna turn with the Satanic? He should. Oh.
Yep.
He goes down. Doesn't use the Cheese, doesn't use the Satanic.
Tinker, the brave man. Alright, that was... Alright, good lane, good lane. Oh, he's like...
Ogre going down. Tinker, the only one alive, and he is on a buyback. Witch Doctor up in 5 more seconds. Oh, this is nuts.
This might be it.
I thought Radiant were done after that, but they just got into their buybacks. Now here come the buybacks from two of the Dire heroes.
I think this is their...
Well, remember, now you've got Weaver and Terrorblade on 6-minute buyback cooldowns, so they got to be really careful about pushing themselves.
Or they YOLO, and somebody goes and buys a rapier. I want to see Earthshaker with a rapier. Actually, is what I want to see. Just walking up, just walk up and enchant totem, get a crit maybe too. That will
look at Weaver's team picking him out, going like, bruh, what are you doing? You got 5.5 minutes on your buyback timer, and you're by yourself. No vision in the bot lane. Get out of there.
Yeah, that's when you know generally who the captain is on the team. When you're getting spam pinged late game, and you're just trying to farm, you're like, ah, fine, guess I have the back. Because like either your draft or your captain's like, oh please God, you're giving me a heart attack. What are you doing?
Especially in a game 2, you're 68 minutes in. You've lost a tier 3, you've got chip damage on your other tier 3s, but you managed to hold. You've had to buy back heroes 2 times, so you've got no buybacks available on your team except for Sniper. That's, whew, I mean, that's getting hairy. Every one of these fights feels like it could be the end, but then both teams are actually, you know, managing to play pretty cautiously, and then finally they both commit, but it's at the time when like those buybacks were up then, so if it had been an earlier engagement, that could have been a very different scenario. The Shaker, that double Echo Slam, doing so much damage, but they really didn't get much out of it in terms of the kills, so...
Yeah.
Every one of these fights, it's such an intense game.
Yeah, if he gets like another Echo Slam like that, when the Terrorblade has HP, the game will go very differently, but yeah, it was... super good.
Or if he catches up the Witch Doctor. I mean, the Witch Doctor ult was just hitting Terrorblade so much.
Yeah, it's
like if he had caught. I mean, obviously, in the case of the Echo Slam, it's like if you know where the Witch Doctor is, see him, don't care. Like drop that Fissure, drop that Echo Slam, enchant,
yeah,
whatever.
I mean, you might as well.
Anything. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was starting to say. Oh, whoa! We got big smoke coming from the Dire. I don't know what they're expecting to find though. They can, I mean.
I think they're looking for a kill before they check Rosh out of Magic. It's almost up. And I guess they know their buybacks are down, so if they can find a pick now on the right hero, that's pretty much game over.
So Radiant already with an observer ward there. Now Dire with an observer ward on the same eyeball. And smoke is about to wear off. Now, of course, they'll see them. The smoke just blew. But Radiant's still playing it very safe in their face. I mean, as they have to. 4 minutes left on some of their buybacks. Or I'm sorry, that's the Dire side. So three minutes left on Terrorblade and Weaver. This is crazy. Both teams have to be careful, but yeah, Roche should be up soon. Of course, they don't know exactly when it'll be up. It's a relatively early timer at 9 minutes. They're just going to continue to push the lanes, put pressure.
Radiant's top barracks.
Okay, and now Lone Druid's going for the ranged Drax, where he knows at least the damage will be permanent. Yeah, they don't even bother with the glyph there.
Oh, wow. Trying to
Oh, wow.
That's the
And he
problem
also
with
is
the
on
game.
it. He's also on a buyback. I mean, he's got three
yeah,
plus
but-
more minutes.
It's Lone Druid, though. He'll be up by the time they push.
Yeah, the respawn talent certainly helping, although, I mean, still 50 seconds.
That's the problem with playing 6-70 minute games, man. On a hero like that, you know.
Now let's see if Radiant are overly emboldened. MKB on the sniper, Mjolnir, but I mean they have to be careful, those buybacks.
I mean, they had the Terrorblade up. So alright, never mind, they are going for it. One creep wave.
Weaver frontlining while Sniper hits it from a distance. Oh, Witch Doctor whips his ult this time. Nobody there.
I think it was because they were worried about the swap, so I think he just wanted to get his ult out in case they got the swap off. And they needed
Yeah,
to
now Radiant are looking toward that Roche, and that'll go down super fast to that snipe. Once the Weaver hits it with Deso. Come on, Weaver.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Huh, not as fast as I thought. Well, the armor buff to Roshan, I guess, showing more than I thought it would. Man, I thought they were going to do a lot more damage than that, but they have to watch out for the push bot because of the Tinker. Huh.
I think they're a little worried too. They don't know where anyone is. They will in a couple seconds though. Ooh, this is bad.
Oh boy.
Echo Slam! Echo Slam! Good Echo Slam. Follow? They may follow? Yeah, I don't blame him for that Echo Slam. You gotta just dunk it. God forbid the whole
It's a
team
good
shows
save.
up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's good. It was a good save. I mean, they got out clean, so.
Because if he gets the Hex on that Weaver, that could have been game over, so.
Yeah, I was looking for that Hex and it didn't happen. I was like, whew, that's that's close call. Weaver now with 20 seconds left on his buyback cooldown, so. And Shaker did use his refresher, so another few minutes and he'll be back. But he does have his Echo Slam anytime he needs it. Now Dire looking to take the tower, although the Terrorblade illusion scouting out that attempt, or the Roche rather, Terrorblade scouting out the Roche attempt. So both teams flirting with this 5th iteration of Roshan. Tinker continuing to work on his carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Tinker and Weaver's buybacks are back up. Terrorblades is back up. And then Underlord and Lone Druid in a few more seconds. So we'll see if that turns into some more aggression. This game has been so odd. These big fights and then periods of sort of bizarre passivity with heroes that just do a ridiculous amount of damage. Earthshaker is almost picking up a pipe here. He's got the hood done. Not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, they could really use it after the BKBs go down.
A lot of AoE magic damage though on the side of the Dire. Got the Radiance on the Bear. Got the Firestorm from Underlord, of course. Got March, so. Do you find it a little bit weird to think of March as physical damage after all this time, or have you gotten used to it?
I've been used to it for a while now. Especially, you know, after you see like all the. Oh, I
Tinker bot.
Wait, wow, man.
And there it is. Yeah, just. Oh.
Wait, he might. No. All right, that
Yes,
might be
he
it.
got
That's
it. The assassinate mini
Oh,
stun
God.
Fox, and then the bench swap. Oh,
That
great
was.
pickoff.
What was the channel time on that? Like 0.1, 0.2?
A golden thread.
It was down to the wire. He almost got out, and that assassinate came in.
They're gonna get the roast though. Oh wait,
Yeah, they are gonna get roast.
They're gonna get it, but they're gonna have to fight for it.
Your shrine has fallen to the ground.
Oh, bench. Great echo slam.
Tinker with the buyback. He can join this fight with the travels. Here's Doctor, another big ult, and he's into.
Thunder. There you go.
Does.
He's hexed though. He's all alone.
Yeah, the problem is he's alone, and now Tinker is just gonna refresh that hex over and over. That Tinker this game, I mean, the hex from him, the blind from that laser, Ags, is doing so much work. A double buyback
live
again.
by-
This could be it. They don't have the Shaper
Live by
or the
the-
Venge.
Yeah, this is. I don't know if they're gonna be able to hold. Kill this bear actually. Never mind. Yeah, the
Spirit
bear
Bear
was
down
escaped
a front
at the end
lining,
of
but
it.
yeah. Again, Venge saying, Weaver? You want to be on the other side of that wall, buddy? $11 hit points on that tower, so one more auto attack and it's history. Interesting. Underlord sitting on a magic stick, not even a wand, and 7k gold, and Boots of Travel showing his quick buy, but he hasn't bothered to buy it yet.
I mean, if you have a lucky magic stick, why would you get rid of it? You know. Holy crap! There are a lot of wars being bought right now. Okay. Yeah, Tinker
Yeah,
just bought
well-
like. He just bought 33 Sentry Hordes.
I see, because he doesn't give a crap because 5k gold in the bank.
Yeah, why not? At this point, you wish you could start pooling ags to your teammates. Like, why can't I have Alchemist? Yeah, it's like,
Radiant's middle tower has been
No, they
denied.
choose to deny the tier 3. They're like, screw you guys, we'll lose our tier 3 tower, but you're not getting full gold for it, so...
Weaver looks like he's getting rid of his. I would hope he gets. Honestly, if he's gonna keep or get rid of one of these items, I think I'd rather him get rid of the.
I would say,
The
how
axe.
badly are you still itching for a rapier here?
I mean, yeah, but I've given up on that dream. Even though I don't know, I think Sniper could, if they're gonna play base defense, Sniper just puts his boots in his backpack and sits there with a rapier.
It's a fair point. I mean,
And,
that's fair to say.
Or Weaver, for instance, like, you know, if he has Chrysalis mocked up, he should really be going Bloodthorn. Like, of all of them, it should be him. Like, sell the Deso, because at this point, the negative armor is kind of meh.
I don't know. On the other hand, let's say you win the fight and you want to take a tower. The -7 armor against the tower matters. Against the hero is maybe less.
As hard as they're hitting now, this late in the game, unless they're like
So
phase racing.
I guess the Terrorblade illusions and the sniper and everything, yeah, it's
Well, I mean,
Alright,
if you're
tough.
if you're that worried about base damage, then I would just say don't sell the Deso, just leave the Deso in your backpack then. So at least when you get to their base, you can just swap out like your Ags or your MKB or something, your Lincolns.
yeah, I'll take that. That's a good call. In fact, look, she's right now the Weaver. Okay, so he's got the crystals purchased. He's showing Daedalus in quick buy. He's got his boots. He's got his boots to
Radiant's
travel
top
in his
barracks are under
backpack.
attack.
Oh boy. Rack's taking a little bit of chip damage from the wave.
So this is the next question for professional Dota is, will they eventually allow you to buy more slots, so those backpack slots become actives.
Oh, it's bottom.
Alright, that Spear Bear is dead. As soon as the Spear Bear gets right clicked once, it's just dead.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on the bear. But, I mean, that tower is unrecoverably down to a little over half health now. I mean, it's rat time.
Radiant's bottom
Yep.
tower.
Whereas
is
a
under
great
attack.
NA caster once said, that's unhealable damage. Speaking of the great Grand.
You know, it's Treant Protector, not in Captain's mode. What do you think about? Do you think they're going to tweak the hero anymore? It's actually gotten a little bit of nerfs. It seems like, I don't know. Nothing's happened in a while. What do you think? When are we going to see Treant coming back into Captain's mode? And what do you think about it?
Depends on what the pros say. Everything's balanced around the pro meta, so if the pros still think it's broken, it won't see any play until it's not. But yeah, that's really all it comes down to. And I guess the idea of having an invisibility and a bash ability in one skill is a little broken, so.
I just love the Ags. I mean, late game, what happens when you light up the entire map with vision? That's just amazing.
Alright. Sniper has enough money for a rapier. Needs to buy one. Terrorblade. Oh, here we go. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Terrorblade in the quick buy. He's got the rapier. He was gonna go Diffusal Blade. That would be the safe play, but he's like, nope. Weaver, that's your job. You get a Diffusal Blade. I'm getting the rapier. This is
Sniper of all things. The Sniper of all things showing heart in his quick buy.
I guess he feels like an easy HP. But once again, I think Scotty probably is.
Yeah, absolutely. Scotty on Sniper is ridiculous. You're like, good luck running away.
This Weaver probably has no idea where he's gonna put any more items.
Venge contribution is currently poverty, warding, and chicken dance.
He almost has enough.
Wait for that swap. This Venge, I mean, the swaps this game have gotten some really major kills. Looking at that Roche, still a cheese laying on the ground. Go pick it up, man. Go stack it. Yep. All right, 2 cheeses now on the Lone Druid.
So he's basically got 3 Satanics in a way.
AC is on the bear. This is crazy. Tinker still now 9.6k gold. Just buy the Moon Shard and eat it already, Tinker. I mean, come on. Might as well. I think 33 Sentry Wards was enough.
Or you start buying Necro books and couriers. I still think you should.
Yeah, Necro would be terrible. Necro would definitely be okay.
Or like, honestly, he should get a Bloodstone and an Octarine Core for base defense. Alright, here comes the split push. Yeah, they're gonna push all 3 lanes now.
Radiant's bottom
Oh, they catch this
tower is
they catch some. Oh man. Oh, they don't catch them. Never mind. I was gonna say they caught the Lone Druid bot lane with a stun, but couldn't really follow up.
So we do have an Orchid pickup actually on the Underlord now, as he's showing that it's going to be a Bloodthorn. He's got it in his stash, and it's coming out to him on the courier. So they'll wait for that. Like you had mentioned earlier, a little surprising not to see that against that Tinker really shut him down.
Oh,
Swap in the
Tinker. Fortunately, no one was in position.
35 seconds left on the cooldown for that, and that's the Bloodthorn coming out to that Underlord. I wonder if they'll take advantage of this, or are they going to back and Roche? We'll see. They've been really, would you say the last half hour, 40 minutes of this game has all been in just this third of the map, this bottom left corner of the map. Tinker keeping those lanes pushed, Spirit Bear keeping the lanes pushed.
Pick here. No, they won't.
Spirit Bear, oh, so they did take the tier 3 bottom, and now Spirit Bear going after, oh, yep, Warcry committed. Bye-bye, base. They didn't even notice. They had Glyph. They had Glyph and didn't use it. So lane of Rax almost gone, but the real damage is done for the melee Rax.
Yeah, this is just death by 1,000 cuts now.
Those siege creeps finishing off.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is 85 minutes in, and that's the first Rax of the game. It's not even like the team was a Rax down for 30 minutes. No, that was the first Rax.
Radiant's
And now they're gonna lose
bottom
range
barracks
here.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Yeah,
So-
that was a goner anyways.
Usually 85 minutes, if you lose your Rax, you're in a really bad spot. But that's only one lane of Rax, so it really doesn't matter at all for this lineup. They have an Illusion hero, Maelstrom hero, so they have plenty of ways to deal with one.
Oh, Tinker already using time lapse. Scoochie's out.
Oh, go slam on 3.
Oh.
This could be the fight right here. They find the Witch Doctor before you can do anything. They're gonna get the. Oh man, this might actually. This might. Oh no, their whole team has buyback, and it's a Ursa. Ursa, Jesus, Lone Druid.
It is. Oh man, I feel so bad for you. You're like, okay, I'll cast the game, and now here we are, 86 minutes in.
No,
Oh,
you know it's
not
funny.
my fault.
I originally asked Moxie if she wanted to cast with me. She's like, you know, late night she likes to cast. I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll get Grep to cast with me. I'm sure it'll be like an 80+ minute game anyway. Sure enough, I knew it. I knew it. It's fine. I knew it was happening. Alright, they're gonna back off again.
Crazy. So interesting thing in that last engagement. So the Earthshaker, like at the end of it, just 0 mana, and he just manages to force step himself out and slide away. But he had so much damage done. I mean, they got forward, they forced those buybacks. So now Radiant finally looking a little stronger here with the Lone Druid and the Witch Doctor and Underlord all without buyback. They might actually be able to push some lanes a little, not have to freak out so much. Although, here's the Roche.
And this Tinker's been doing a really good job of not dying in these fights to basically just hold the lanes off.
And the Dire proactively scan near the Ancients, so they know nobody's coming. And, so what happened? Oh, so now there's a cheese on a Witch Doctor. There's a cheese on the Underlords. They've been divvying up the cheese.
I hear the word spam.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh man, is he just going? What is? I mean, seriously, like
49.
49.
He's like, listen, guys, at the end of this game, the scoreboard's gonna show me with the most word spot.
Yeah, I was like, this has got to be okay. Echolese season 1 record ward spot kind of thing at this point, regardless of win or lose.
It's definitely gonna be that for sure. All right, hold on. Is Earthshaker gonna find us? Picker?
Oh, he's out far, and Venge pinging it back like, dude, come on! 88 minutes,
I mean,
don't F it up now! Come on!
He's the playmaker. He's the playmaker on this team. I can tell. Like, he's like, listen, guys, I'm gonna fake that I'm far out, and I'm gonna 5-mana Echo Slam. It's gonna win us the game. Watch.
Spirit
Who's got the
Bear
rapier?
with an Abyssal Blade of its own. They have Glyph,
Radiant's top
so if they need to Glyph it for the melee, they can.
Did.
Didn't catch everybody, so short swap, but onto the Lone Druid himself.
Alright, here we go. We're fighting.
Venge immediate buyback.
Oh.
Lone Druid goes down, and that was a TP effect.
Alright.
So now we'll have to reset.
They're in no man's land. Underlord needs to get them out, not get them in. These are all Underlord run. Alright, he's just gonna stay and fight. I don't know about this. Oh, he gets the
Turblade the active Abyssal, and he's getting rooted. Oh, he's getting stuck in that damage. Sniper goes down.
Lone Druid's right back door. Alright, I think this Lone Druid's in trouble here. Yeah, I don't think he's living. Nice try by hitting the back door, but...
Well, they do manage to take that lane of Rax mid, so now only... Oh, and a Rapier
Oh, is
down.
my rapier? I didn't even see that. Who picked it up?
I didn't see it either.
Alright,
Yeah,
that's-
so that was
did
Earthshaker
someone-
pinging that out.
Who's down an item slot? Is anyone down items? I didn't even see that come up in the sidebar pickup. Does it say whose rapier that is?
You know, hang on, we'll see who's owned it. I think it's probably the Terrorblades, and he just bought, yeah, so Terrorblade had just bought it and I think had it tucked away. Oh, and the Weaver dies. The Weaver goes down. Weaver does have buyback. Weaver and Terrorblade, the only buybacks available right now, but the Radiant with just that one melee Rax top. Oof. This is such a nutty game.
Oh yeah, he's leaving the rapier in the base for defense. It's very smart of him. Doesn't really need that for. It doesn't really help his illusions push the wave out. So he's actually better off with a Dragon Lance anyway. So.
You know, this is one of those funny situations where, like, if the enemy team knew, the Tinker would just blink Ethereal Blade in there, pick it up, be like, peace out, got the rapier, bye.
Yeah, that would be. Oh, that would be rough. Well, that's why you as Terrorblade right now, I would be so like just. Oh, what's the word? I would be so paranoid. I would have bought a courier and just left on the courier.
Sure, put stash to courier in the fountain, and then it's protected. You don't have to worry about accidentally calling it to yourself from stash or anything.
I'm
no
actually
worries
kind of
then.
surprised he doesn't have a butterfly too. Like just for base defense, just drop the butterfly. All right, I think this is gonna be our last fight though. Everybody's
Buyback on the
buyback
Weaver,
is
so-
expended.
That's it. Only the Terrorblade has buyback.
All right, looks like they just wanted to bait out him.
Yeah, the soonest buybacks available will be the Witch Doctor and Underlord, a minute and a half away, and the Lone Druid, same.
Oh no!
Oh no!
please.
Oh,
Witch Doctor,
Oh,
please no,
man.
sir. Oh no, indeed.
I think that's an acceptable all chat there regarding the pause.
Of course,
91 and a half minutes into this. I mean, good grief.
Well, apparently these guys know each other too, from what I understand. Game crashed,
man,
yeah.
game crashed.
That'll
Hey,
happen.
not even a Darkseer or anything.
Oh,
no
yes,
Monkey
see, we don't have
King.
Dark Students game, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm waiting for the next time we have a 5v5 and everyone's grouped up, and then Terrorblade uses Refraction and just crashes everything, and then we have to remake. Woo!
First single game tie awarded in the history of Dota.
yeah. Well, the one thing this team will probably set the record tonight of longest game casted. Or sorry, longest game played. Well, I guess longest game casted too, but longest game played in the Echo League.
Yeah, I mean, it's an even longer casted game because of the pauses, so...
Yeah. I just hope this ends like in a really. I just don't want anyone to get picked, honestly, either team. I want to see like a really nice, good team fight to end this game.
Mark money.
It'd be a shame if somebody got picked.
Like one of the teams just absolutely gets destroyed and then they're like, okay, GG.
Oh no, I don't care if one of the team. I just want it to be a really good fight, like, because you don't really like. Both these teams have been playing their hearts out for 2 to 3 games worth of games right now, so you know you hate to see it end like that for either team.
So let's talk about Lone Druid real quick. Now his
Sniper has a
itemization
rapier,
on...
by the way.
Oh man.
Stuff like that. So, yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm
This is-
confused whose rapier that was then, because I definitely saw Terrorblade.
It was Terrorblades. No, there is a rapier in base that is Terrorblades, and there is a rapier
Oh, there
on
still is
Sniper.
one? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah,
I
so there are
I
now
was
2
gonna say, like,
rapiers.
he's unmuted it.
Yeah, there are now 2 rapiers in the game. So Scotty on the hero, and then on the bear. I mean, the bear itself is looking pretty crazy. Moonshard, Radiance, Vlad's, Assault Cuirass, Phase Boots, Abyssal Blades. So this is.
Yo, actually,
Man.
you know what's pretty hilarious? Look at Sniper's damage. He has 99 base damage and plus 400. That's man.
Yeah, I mean, with no stats anymore, and Sniper's agility gain only at 2.5 after that nerf a while back. Like that's so sad
Hurts.
that it's all Yeah,
He's
but
a
then the
Moonshard,
heart,
though.
I don't know. The heart instead of the Scotty, that's, I wish it were Scotty, but
Yeah, they're just getting their variety HP at this point, I think. But he does, however, he could use a Moon Shard.
yeah, absolutely.
Moonshard
Sitting on
Terrorblade
10K.
is... I think Terrorblade needs to, at this point, I think he needs to go Butterfly. Just drop the Dragonlance and get a Butterfly. And then if you're gonna be fighting, just swap out your TP boots for your Rapier and hope to God somebody can slide you on the map, or you use your Flutter for your move
Oh,
speed.
look. Well, interesting. So Terrorblade is holding some dust in his backpack, but yeah, he's got, and it's funny, he's got another Rapier in his quick buy, and it shows almost 6,000 surplus right now for buyback. So he's.
I also think he needs a Butterfly and then another Rapier, because they have no way to besides the Bloodthorn, that doesn't last the whole time.
Venge
they
taking
have
the heck
no
out of the
way.
Weaver again. Now
I think they're gonna look for a swap
ward.
here. Or a pick, yeah. I think they're gonna look for a pick here. Yep,
There's a swap on the Druid.
oh, Echo
Venge
Slam
goes
on that
down.
video if he jumps.
Now the Satanic is used, but he's not hitting anyone. And oh,
Needs
that
help.
assassinate! Oh, with the Weaver on the back line, gets the kill.
Terrorblade's dead if they don't help him.
Get away from the beam.
I back on the
Doctor
left.
using that cheese to get out of that sticky situation.
She's using the
Underlord,
blue.
same thing, but he's almost gone again. So no remaining dairy products available. Roach is back up though.
Weaver needs to be careful here.
Shaker narrowly getting out. Well, now we're into a tricky situation in terms of these buybacks. So Tinker just got his buyback off cooldown. Sniper, he'll have his in another 20 or so seconds, and Weaver in 2 minutes. But then the Lone Druid and the Terrorblade both really long cooldowns for theirs, and they're the ones dealing a lot of the damage. Terrorblade actually has the Rapier in his inventory now, so he's put the Dragonlance into his backpack. Oh, jeez.
Go, Black. Alright. Yeah, they've had a lag issue the whole game.
Yeah, it's too bad. I don't suppose it will get any better too with the longer this game goes, the more resources on the map and everything that could potentially cause some server problems. With all that counter vision there, I'm really surprised that the Dire are not picking up this Roshan. Like, they've got the lane, all the lanes are pushed.
Venge is looking
Oh
for
no, Venge!
a little close. This could be the play. They get an Echo Slam off here. Really good refraction as well. He needs to get the Sunder off though before he dies. Oh, that was good Sunder, good Sunder. But
The Abyssal Blade out of the Terrorblade almost takes him down, but he still manages to live through it. Walks away with that Rapier, 550 health. Boy, that Terrorblade came really close to losing it.
yeah, it was.
Yeah. So in the end, Dire do lose 3 heroes. That's Radiant managed to hold yet again. 98 minutes into this game, they're clutching onto that last melee racks.
Looks like they're gonna line drawn down middle. I think they're starting to get tired of playing base defense, but they can't. They can't really afford to not to kind of go for an all-in push. They can very easily. It'd be a shame for them to just try to do an all-in push.
Yeah, Tinker's alive or Lone Druid's alive, and you can't. I mean, you just can't.
Yeah, and so if Underlord comes up and he TPs into your base, like the backdoor shenanigans that are possible for this team are.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about the bloodlusted bear alone.
Oh god,
like,
yeah.
Goodbye.
The Rex.
Goodbye. And especially, I really like your point about the Underlord. If they manage to have a creep get in there, you know, boy, do you know offhand? Can you use the Dark Rift to go to the bear?
Yeah, it works the same way as TP boots. So whatever you can TP boot on, you can Dark Rift on. You can.
Oh no, you can't to heroes though.
Well, TP boots, not TP2 boots. Sorry.
It says allied creeps. You know, I'm gonna look it up in the wiki real quick because creeps, you know, creep heroes are always the weird. Like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
You can always TP to creep heroes. He's been doing it.
Right, but I mean, like,
actually,
oh, you're saying, oh, right. I'm sorry. I was what you're saying in terms of like the normal boots travel, like you could do the same thing with that, basically. So structures and creeps versus boots travel level 2, where you go to heroes. Okay,
yeah,
I got
correct,
you.
correct,
Yeah.
So, now here's the thing. Do you give up your last? Now I forget what the time is. I want to say it's 170 minutes. I forget. Somebody I play with actually already knows the answer to this, but I always forget. There's a certain time in these games where your normal creeps actually become stronger than your mega creeps. So the idea is,
right, because the every 7.5 minutes or whatever buff that keeps coming and or 5 minutes or whatever it is. Yeah, that's.
So
let's see. I'll look for that one.
Yeah, at what point do you tell your team, all right, guys, here's the plan: give up the last racks, and then we'll actually have stronger creeps. It's like, what? The early BKB pop by the Lone Druid. He was afraid of the swap.
Well, that's funny you should say that, because swap goes through BKB anyways.
Except he can always, if you can blink. Oh, he doesn't have a blink. So I was saying, like, usually if you just get swapped but you don't take any like stun damage or anything, he's fine. Like, even if he got swapped there, if he doesn't get stunned with BKB, he just walks away.
Roche still there, and they're not doing anything about it yet. Again, they have I mean, look at all the sentries, because of course, with Tinker being made of money, they got enough sentries to go around. Ogre still has 46 sentries in his inventory and 7 observer wards, so I don't think they're lacking in. I mean,
I'm sure Roshan is hoping to God no one goes back in there. He's died so many times this game. He's like, please no more.
Of course, you know, Vengeful Spirit, 21 deaths, doing Vengeful Spirit things.
I mean, there's not much left for her to do in this game. She did go Magic Missile, Pierce, and Spell Immunity. That's pretty huge. I mean, the Venge Aura would be great to have versus the Aura, the Attribute Aura, but at the same time, a 2-second stun that takes away, you know, basically half of someone's BKB duration. It's pretty huge at the same time.
You know, she's got Talisman of Evasion, showing into quick buy. What about Ags here, honestly, as late as this game is going? Why not just save up for Ags? And then even when you die, you still participate.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
Damage Aura, like you said, the Magic Missile is huge. That's, I don't know.
Or at this point, I mean, some of these heroes are 6 slotted. Why not just let her start farming waves and transition to a core?
That's an interesting point too. Oh, finally, the Roche. Is that number 6, I want to say?
God, I feel like that's like the 8th one.
At just under 103 minutes. Good grief.
That might have been the 6th. Yeah, 'cause that was like the 5th or 6th cheese, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one was the 6th. And so let's see, where did cheese end up this time? Got the cheese on Underlord.
Oh, here we go. Let's see if
Sniper currently holding his rapier.
18,000 gold. So let's check buyback stats real quick.
Yeah, so none on Shaper,
Yeah.
Ogre, or Bench. Everybody else has it, and yeah, so this is
And Shaker will
Still-
have it. Shaker's not gonna have it. His gold's way too low. So I mean, they have buyback in core, so that's. I'd almost say if like this is one of those plays where if you're having trouble breaking high ground and you have Aegis and you have buybacks, you actually use the buyback as another life and try to push in. And like, so you can catch them on a cycle where they're off buybacks and you're not. Or not off buybacks, but like to a point where you have.
did you look in Tinker's stash recently by chance?
No, I have not. Fresher?
Go
Alright.
take a look. Yeah, that's I think we
That's
have,
an interesting choice.
yeah, I think we've entered even more more deeper into meme territory now than with the 1.5 million Sentry wards. Oh, Shaker catching out the bear, but taking more damage from the bear than he's dishing.
It's funny because that bear looks strong, but then when the certain heroes start hitting it, it looks like paper. It's funny.
Pressure in the top lane, but down the tier 4 actually taking some damage from the creep wave. Their attention is too split, they could run into problems here and lose that Rax or lose a tier 4.
Sniper still has not eaten a moon shard.
Yeah, he wants it though. He just can't get there. The problem is getting out of Ace. He's got 20k
Weaver
gold and
is-
he has
Yeah, Weaver is like legitimately 9 slotted too.
good grief.
God, he's just dead. They're gonna kill this heavily up early. He's the buyback. Weaver's on the back.
Here's down. Nobody can be bothered at the moment. Oh, the assassinate. Oh, unbelievable. Gets
Good,
away with
Weaver.
25 health.
Weaver
Oh,
catch.
but he doesn't. The Weaver. Fairblade has just got Thunder back available, and he's got his rapier.
It's under attack.
Oh, great. This looks like it's gonna be the final push. That's a long.
Thunder's the Tinker, but the E-Blade,
He can't die here. He needs Ags. He doesn't have his Ags in.
that's the rapier dropped. Sniper doing
Go
work.
to shoot him.
The Abyssal Blade now, the lockdown.
I think that's gonna be game. I don't think they have. Maybe they do. I don't know. Is that 2 rapiers? That's just his rapier, right?
Oh, that rapier
Yeah,
is
he doesn't
muted
do enough
because that's
damage.
Terror Blades. So the problem now is that the rapier is active on the Underlord and is not on the Sniper. So that looks like it. They finally succumb.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be game.
Oh, it is game. Yep, and there's the call.
GG Salt.
107, almost 108 minutes in. What a crazy, crazy game. well played by both teams. Good, really patient play to not, you know, get antsy in one of those fights and think, okay, we want to fight, and then not respect the buybacks. I mean, both teams were respecting each other's buybacks, and I don't know. Final thoughts, Pink Tops?
I would say, even though they lost, I think Earthshaker's probably my MVP of the game. He had so many like clutch 4-man echoes that I think really like he did so much damage that kept them in the game.